some of the best advice I've ever heard, and it's something that I follow to this day is do it for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Do the music for you. More than anything else. Because if you do it for other people and you do it for the one, then it's not as genuine.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Do it for you and then do it for them next.
I peek through the back, so we creepin'. Caps are blue, so you know that we peeking. And I'm back for the night.
Welcome, y'all. Welcome to another episode of 7 p.m. in Philly.
Philly.
Well, this episode,
Yes, sir.
we got somebody special here for y'all, man. It ain't just me and my dog Scooter today.
Nah, we got somebody special up here with us,
real
man.
special, man. I'll start out by saying this, man. So the way we got introduced to my guy right here, we was at Kung Fu Necktie.
Yep.
And then homie graced the stage, and his lyrical content and the way he just had the crowd moving, and he just not only captured me, he captured everybody in that area, man. It was just great. And after the show, I was like, yo, dog, I need to have you on my pod, bro. Like, the world needs to know who this guy is, man.
Straight up.
So, without further ado, we want to introduce my dog, Miles Anthony, to the pod. Let's fucking go.
Hell yeah, man.
Let's go, man.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah, man.
I
Thank you for
appreciate
coming.
y'all
Thank
having
you
me,
for coming through, brother.
Man, look, I was looking forward to it. Man. So
Yeah.
I just want to thank you guys for having me.
Love,
I
man.
what y'all got going on
Absolutely,
here. This is
man.
special.
Love.
For sure, man.
This is
For
special,
sure.
man. I be tuned in, locked into what y'all got going on.
Yeah,
so.
man.
Thank you, man. We here episode 31. We touch a milestone, so it means a lot to us for you to come fuck with us. So that's all the mushy stuff I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
Let's get all the sentimentals out
let's
the
get
way
that
right
shit
now.
out the way, man. Let's get this shit. Let's get this shit out the way, man.
Let's get that out the way, man. And you know how we always do, Steve. Let's jump right on in, brother.
Let's just get right into it, man.
Yeah.
Let's go. So for the folks that don't know who you are, Miles, give us a little something on your background. Where you born? Where you come from? Right. Give the people a little something on you.
All right, man. Yeah, man. So I go by Miles Anthony.
Yeah.
Which is basically like just the inverse of my government name. So
right.
government name is Anthony Miles. And I just kind of like flipped it simply because like people like found out what my last name was.
Yeah.
And like, so you know how you have one of those things where, like you have two first names?
Right.
Yeah.
I got a homie.
That's how I ended up going. It was like people would look at like my signature or like look at my name on stuff and think like, hold up, are you Anthony Miles or Miles Anthony? And I'm like, I would tell my Anthony Miles. They'd be like, nah, I like Miles better.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I'm gonna just go with that. So I had like a whole like influx of people just call me like just straight Miles. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to really go. I went with an alias at first when I first started rapping.
What was that?
Oh man.
Yeah, you gotta tell us.
Come on, man.
You try to slip that in.
Yo, listen, man.
You try to slip that in.
One thing about this pod, we keep it 100. So keep it 100. So you gotta.
Let's keep it a buck, man. So like I was one of those. I went by Bordeaux.
All
right.
Nigga, where the fuck you get Bordeaux from?
This nigga went to France, didn't you?
No. Like
Bordeaux.
So like a lot of that came from like my favorite pair of J's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like one of my favorite wines. I'm a big wine drinker. So
Okay.
it's a Bordeaux.
Yeah.
And then like I just kind of like was like I'm gonna just rock with this.
Okay, I fuck with that.
And then it just kind of like, you know what? Yeah, that's me, but I want to give you like me. So it was like, I'm just give you we flipped over to Miles Anthony.
Yeah.
Like, so that way, like, when you see me out in public, you see me on stage, whatever like that, like, anytime that you call my name, you're talking to me.
Yeah.
Not it's not wrestling. Like, you're not,
Right.
It's
not Hulk Hogan.
Right. It's not Dwayne Johnson and then The Rock.
Right.
Like,
Right.
no,
Facts,
you're always getting me. And I wanted my music to reflect that too. So
That's what's up.
But yeah, and then outside of that, so born here in Philly.
Oh, so you're Philly native?
Yeah, born here in
Okay.
Philly.
What part?
Yeah, what part?
North Philly, actually.
North Philly. All right,
Philly,
cool,
stand up.
cool,
Let's go. North Philly, stand up. So like around
You gotta
like,
tell us where at, man. Where at North Philly?
so like right around like 11th and Jefferson.
Okay.
So
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
10th and Thompson, right around like Temple University area, like
Yep,
around that way.
Oh yeah. So you from the trenches. So you from out there, out there.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
It's a lot of people that came up over
this
that
was
way.
Like a lot of where like I came up, a lot of that was like still sharp and still. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And then like as like years kind of went on and like some family issues kind of happened, I ended up going to New York.
Yeah.
So then I was in Brooklyn with my dad.
Okay.
So and then like from there things kind of like then I ended up kind of like matriculating back into Philly. Yeah. With like college, I went to Drexel University.
Okay.
So in the midst of all of that, I looked at it as like where I come from. I'm the exception, not necessarily the rule. So it's like not everybody made it
for sure.
To where I was at, like I came back to Philly and where I went to college at felt like it was like a totally different world. Yeah. And the whole time I'm only 3 miles away. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's crazy how that is, right? Yeah.
It's crazy. It's they say it's like a prison without walls, right? So it's like it's like where I'm at. It's like dang, like I can't get there. I'm like, no, you can. All you got to do is just catch the train and come here.
Yep. Right.
Yep. So like, but being in that like environment really helped kind of like cultivate a lot of like who I am today and like as a person, professionally, even as an MC. So
that's what's up. What part of Brooklyn was you in? Steve grew up in Queens.
Oh yeah, I was in Bed-Stuy.
Oh, you was in Bed-Stuy? Okay.
Okay. Nice, Bed-Stuy, do or die.
Yeah. Bed-Stuy. When I moved back to New York, I was living in Bed-Stuy. On Gates, or right off Gates Avenue.
Oh shit. Yeah. Gates and what?
Gates and Tompkins.
Oh yeah.
Gates and Tompkins.
Okay.
Yeah. I was right there. I was living with my homie Arthur, my nigga Waff.
That's what's up.
But yeah, then we came back. Yeah. But so what made you start? What made you go? You know what? I want to do music. I want to get into music. Did you have like an early inspiration? Was Mom Dukes or Pop Dukes playing music in the crib? What? That was like, you know what? This is what I want to do. Or did you have that moment where it's like, you know what? You mean I want to do this because my homie do it? You mean?
Should have shot. Nah, like so for me, like my mother, like, so music was always like a big part of like my entire upbringing. Was it always hip hop, rap? Nah, that's when like my dad came in. Like, and he like old school shit. Like I'm talking about like he listened to shit like some of your listeners might not even know these people. So I'm talking like EDOG and the Bulldogs.
Oh my god.
Like old shit. Like,
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's old shit. Nigga, that's old shit. That's old shit.
I haven't even heard that name in a minute.
Right. Yeah,
damn.
Like Special Ed.
Yeah.
Like Big Daddy Kane. I saw you had the BDK joint.
Yeah.
Like he listened to like even like old Philly shit like Schoolie D. Like rest in peace. Like yo, shout out to like the pioneers. Philly, this is where like gangsta music really started. For sure. I don't think that people really kind of give Philly flowers enough for that.
They don't.
People don't know the history, man.
Yeah, like Schoolie D, Cool D, like all that. This is where it started. This is where Ice-T and all of them got all of that from right here.
Yeah.
So, but like he would listen to that and like he would have these cassette tapes. And like I would sit there, like this is the only music that I had at that time. Like I'm, like I'm super young, like super impressionable. Yeah. So, as like time goes on, like I'm listening to these tapes, and then I remember getting my hands like you remember like this is before like buying albums in the store. You would just buy like the mixtapes.
Yep. Yeah.
Right? I had like I had the Funk Master Flex.
Yeah. Oh man. Damn.
Funk Flex Volume 3
for sure.
I went back and bought Volume 2, and I had DJ Clue the Professional.
Yeah,
Part
DJ
2.
Clue, man. That's what I was just about to say.
And like I remember hearing that shit in like the moment
that
I
take
heard
me back.
it.
Yeah, it takes me back
So
too.
I'm
man.
like, this is like, mind you, like this is like 11, 12-year-old me.
Yeah,
like, I'm hearing this shit, and like I heard this, and immediately I was like, "Yo, this shit changed my life." Like I remember hearing like Jadakiss freestyle on like the Funk Flex joint, and I'm like, before this, I didn't really know about the locks. Like I knew who they were. I didn't really listen like that. But
Right.
I remember hearing this shit, and then like in my sitting in my room alone, like writing these lyrics down, writing their lyrics down.
Right.
So I can like remember what they said.
Dog, I used to do the same shit.
Bro, like I would listen to this right there, like stop, play, stop,
over
play,
and over
stop,
and over
play,
again,
and write their shit down.
Right.
Not even understanding what bars was, the structure, nothing. I just wanted to be able to repeat what I heard.
Yep.
Right.
That was it. I didn't want to be a rapper myself at the time.
Yep.
And then, like I remember like spending like hours doing it. I would have like pages in my notebooks of other rappers' rhymes. And then at the time, like, so this is me like in like fifth grade, sixth grade at the time. Like every Friday in my music class, we had like like talent show, like whatever your talent was, and this was the first time I decided to write my own raps. And it was like my friend playing the drums. I went home. That was the first time I went home. Yeah. And like put together like bars.
Right.
Damn.
Wait.
I know what the bars were. I know
was that shit was trash? Was that shit some trash?
No, you know
was it some trash bars?
No. Like, you know the crazy part about it, like people in my class like loved it, bro.
Oh, okay.
They loved it. And like,
hold up though. Did you made it about a girl?
Nah. I made it about eating. I made it about my favorite foods.
Oh, when I heard I'm about to say eating, I was like, whoa. Whoa, like free grabs. I got them free grabs.
Nah. I'm too young to be anybody's favorite eater, bro.
Chewing shorty in 5th grade.
That's too young to be somebody's favorite eater at that age, bro.
Yo, Miles, hold on. Not to stop you.
Wild,
hold on,
bro.
Miles. I don't want the mic to block your face. Make sure you have it to the side.
All right, there we go. Back. Y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool. But yeah. So I made it about like my favorite foods, bro.
Yeah.
So like at this time, like people were just like, yo, like you should pick that. I'm like, and like, but I'm still vibing off that high that people like rock with. So like I spent all this time, like after that, every single day, all I did was write.
That's what's up. You fell in love with it.
Immediately fell in love with it. And then I remember the first time I ever recorded, like, big shout out to Royce the 5'9".
Oh man, slept on, man.
Like one of my favorite MCs ever. Like when somebody mentions like top 10 MCs, Royce is always going to be in my top 10.
You really tapped in because not a lot of people say that. You know, you got to really be tapped in.
100%.
You got to really be
tapped into this shit. And then like
shout out Detroit too.
The first time I had the opportunity to record was to Boom by Royce the 5'9".
So how did you first, like, how did that go? Like recording wasn't easy back then. You couldn't really do nothing.
It was a microphone in a closet.
Damn.
Shit.
And it was Boom, the instrumental by Boom, like by Royce the 5'9", Boom.
Talk about that process, like your whole thought process of, all right, I want to record. I'm gonna figure out how to set this up. Who am I do it with? Like, talk to us about that whole process.
So, like by this point, you know, like this is my first time like being around other rappers.
Yeah.
Like, and
you in Philly at this point, right?
I'm in New York at this time. Right?
You in New York? Okay.
So like this is my first time like hearing other rappers, being around other rappers that were like I consider like my peer group, like age group, like you know at the time like this like Meek, like like Joey Jahad.
Oh yeah, Reed Dollars,
Murder Mook,
and
stuff like that. Like this
Loaded
Lux,
like,
Lux and all of them. Like I'm like I see this now, and then like ciphers, like this became like this started becoming like a real thing to me.
Yeah, right. And just then, right on the sidewalk
for sure. Like right there, like outside having a cipher for like 2 hours, bro.
Yeah, man. Yep.
And then like I got the opportunity. My boy Chris, man. Like you know my man GP. Big shout out to him. He don't do music anymore. He's more so in the tech space now. And big shout out to that, man.
Shout out to your homies.
I wish him nothing but success, man. To him and his whole team.
Yeah.
Gave me the opportunity to rap. And at this point, I didn't even really know who Royce the 5'9" was. Like, niggas from Detroit. I don't know nothing about that.
Facts.
Shit.
Nah, we know nothing about Detroit. No, on the East Coast, we know nothing about Detroit on the East Coast.
I just heard the beat and I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like I suggest, listeners, if y'all don't know the song "Boom" by Royce the 5'9", look that up, man. It's crazy record.
Go listen to his whole discography, bro.
Like at one point, like I mean, I'll stand on this today. Like I don't care if y'all agree with me or not. Like Royce the 5'9", I've heard him out rap Eminem plenty of times. Yeah, that's his man's.
You know, I admittedly I don't listen to Royce as much as I should as a hip hop lover.
Oh yeah, he's nasty.
But I know what time it is though.
Oh yeah, he's
nasty. He's nice.
You don't hear people talk about like, yo, I'm gonna just rap at Royce.
Right.
Nobody does that.
Nobody, because they know what time it is.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And like I did that, and then hearing my voice back, and then hearing my voice like in the school and stuff like that, and then like out in the street, and they're like, yo, this young dude, like. Rapped off like nobody knows who he is, but like he rapped off like this Royce the 5'9", be super young dude, some dude like 12, 13. He rapped over this shit. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
And then after that, I realized that you know what, maybe I do got a gift. Like maybe I understand words and look at words a little differently.
Yeah,
you know, like it's not, and I didn't look at it as like I'm rapping to escape my hood, escape out of this environment. Like life just was what it was. Life is life, but there was something about the words and something about the language I just got. Like I just understood it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like, nah, like, and I can maybe, I mean, this is me not being as big as I am now. To my like scrawny kid, pencil neck, big glasses. out here looking like Franklin the Turtle and Arthur combined.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
That's funny. That's funny.
But this right here was like, this was the Thunderdome.
Yeah,
And this is where like this rap shit was the Thunderdome to me.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
it's like, this is where like none of that shit mattered.
Yeah.
Are you better than me? Like, are you nicer than me?
Right.
point blank.
Regardless of like what you see, the optics, regardless of the pencil neck, the stigmatism, all that bullshit.
Right.
Can you really can your pen hold up?
Can you rap?
Right. Can you rap? I mean, because that's what it all comes down to. That's all that
100%.
cute shit.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Fuck
you
all
can't
the
rap,
cute
you can't rap. You know what I'm saying?
And then
So-
like that's where like I kind of started earning like, I'm not saying like, you know, I started earning my stripes and my scars
Yeah.
with that for sure.
So who brought you into the closet, bro? Not pause, but that's crazy. My fault. Pause. That sounds crazy.
School, come on, man.
Holy
Them
shit.
had niggas not want to come back on here, man.
Hey, we might have to edit that shit out. That's crazy.
Crazy.
My
bro.
fault, man. My fault. But like, who got you recording, bro? My bad, man.
We definitely not editing this shit out. We letting this shit rock, bro.
That's crazy. I could have
Hey,
sworn
yo.
that type of shit would have never came out my mouth, bro.
Hey, yo.
Wow.
Hey, yo.
What? How Mace put it? Like when you say boss you into the closet.
Sounds just like that nigga.
What do you mean?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean?
I'm saying, man, you had the microphone, you had the boom box somewhere, man. Fuck.
Nah, it wasn't
I
like
got
boom.
myself.
It wasn't like boombox or nothing like that. But like for me, who got me recording?
Yes.
Was my man my man Chris, my man GP, and then like I kind of was just kind of like just rapping, and I didn't even really think too much about like, man, sign a deal, make these songs. I just wanted to rap.
Okay.
That was it. And like none of that really kind of came, like those ideas and thoughts didn't really kind of come into the picture until I got to Drexel.
Ah, okay. So talk about that transition then from, New York, right? You come back to Philly, you in Drexel now.
Yeah.
So what was the transition like? With music being the forefront too.
Sorry about that. Drexel just didn't seem like a place for me. Like, I mean, to be totally honest with you, I was there for one thing, like education. Like, I just wanted to learn.
Yeah.
Get that piece of paper, do what they keep pushing me to do, and just kind of move on with life. And then realizing that, like, damn, like, hold up, there's a whole music scene in this whole Philly college thing.
Yep.
And like, not just at Drexel, but like, yeah, Temple, Nova, like LaSalle, and then like
You got Lincoln in the outskirts.
Yo, like, so like anybody from back in the day, like some of y'all would know, especially some of y'all MCs out here, like Temple used to have ciphers.
Wow, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
like
Yeah, I
there
didn't
used
know.
to be ciphers like every week. Like some of y'all know. Sure, man. It was at the Bell Tower, I believe. Like,
Temple?
Yeah, Temple. They
That's
used to,
wild.
Like, rappers
Yeah,
used
I
to
had
come
no idea.
Heavy,
Yeah.
heavy.
I had no idea.
So like,
Y'all used to do that
I
shit in front of Sneaker
remember-
Villa?
no, like right on campus. And then like
Sneaker
and it's-
Villa, this nigga.
Go from the closet and
I gotta redeem myself,
Yo,
man.
he on the roll today, man. Scooter's on the roll today, man.
trying to make shit right.
I gotta get it back, bro. I was out of my body for a second. Yeah.
So like, so when I got to Drexel, right? Like Drexel was a hard school, man. It's difficult, man.
Yeah, it's a good
So
school,
like,
man.
I just it's expensive as fuck.
Yeah,
Hell
hell yeah.
Private school.
I get there and then like my engineer, one of my closest friends, like to this day, my man Tyler, he'll be tuning in like soon as this joint drops.
Yes, sir.
And like he had a crib and like I know he did music and he was kind of tapped into the scene a little bit.
All right.
And like put the microphone in front of me. Like, yo, you rap?
Right.
Like, yeah, I can put whatever you want on. And like you can actually look it up. Like today, it's on YouTube. I rapped over "Dead Presidents" by Jay-Z.
Oh, you gotta come with it if you gonna rap on that shit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like, I came with it.
Yeah.
Like, I delivered.
Yeah.
And that next thing you know, it was just like, yo, like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, you rap like that? And yeah, and the rest was history.
That's
So,
what's up, bro.
so I ask every artist I come on here, when did you have your moment of clarity? It was like, you know what? I'm gonna do music. Like I'm done fucking around. Cause you know, I feel like when you're an artist, you kind of like you don't really come out of your shell until either something pushes you that way or you're fed up or something happens. What happened to like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking rap. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm here for. This is what I was born to do. This is my calling. What happened?
No bullshit. Like, so, like, no cap. That moment didn't happen for me until like recently. Believe it or not. Like, I always knew that like I could do more than rap.
Yeah.
Like, rap was just a thing. If for me for a long time, it always felt like a thing I was just always good at. It was the thing I just knew how to do. But I didn't look at it as like, yo, like this is what I will do. Because like those are the things that just wasn't like always like promoted to me. It was just like, yo, go get your education, go get you a good job.
Absolutely.
Go do these things, go do this, go through this checklist of things.
Right.
Get your benefits. Like, you'll make it, get your benefits, get your health insurance up, get your teeth fixed, get your teeth make sure your insurance is good.
Right.
It was a bunch of that shit.
Right.
So like, and then like, you know, you kind of grow accustomed to that. Like
you start to mold into
this
that.
is capitalism, baby. Like you gotta have that shit these days, bro.
Oh, man.
How many rappers you know, right? Like even musicians. How many musicians you know they can't get their teeth fixed?
Right. Most
can't get their eyes checked out.
Most.
They got bad. Like how many artists and musicians that you know that even on that died way too soon from complications that could have been resolved years ago.
Facts.
Like your favorite rapper died at 47.
Right.
Facts.
Like you're like, what? From what?
Right. Facts.
High blood pressure. You're like, what, nigga? What?
Yes, right.
What the fuck?
Right.
Cholesterol.
And rest in peace to all our legends, man. Like, I'm not using that as like leverage to be disrespectful to them, but like for what was pushed on me was those things.
Absolutely.
But like, and so rap to me was like not at the forefront for me.
Right.
Like, it really kind of came to the forefront for me. I'll say maybe like around the pandemic. And a big part of it was I had nothing but time.
That's what Dane said too.
Yeah, that's what Dane said also.
Dane on his show was like, I had nothing but time. So like I would like in my free time, I'm like, yo, I'm not really exercising like that as much. I'm not going out walking like that.
Yeah,
I'm not going outside. Let me just
that was a dangerous time, bro.
Let me just write a little bit more. And then coming out of the pandemic, you know, I was still connected to a lot of musicians.
Yeah.
And then I kind of like voiced out to them, I'm like, yo, I think I'm gonna make some more music. And then next thing you know, I was like, whoa, hold up, you doing what? I'm like, yeah, let's make it happen. Send me some shit.
Yeah.
And
that's
then
what's up.
They sent me something, and then that one thing turned into the song Overdue, which was on my album.
Fire.
Shameless plug. I'm putting it out there.
Yeah. Go check that out.
I'll explain everything. Go check that shit out.
Yeah. I'll explain everything is my shit, bro.
That shit is fire.
Yeah.
Like the song Overdue happened, and like, you know, my good friend who was over the pond over in the like my friends over in the UK sent me to the production. Shout out to my man Dapper, one of the like the illest niggas like in Philly ever.
Yeah.
And like shout out to like, you know, BSF for like kind of letting them, like, you know, Black Soprano family for like letting them go and just kind of do this record with me. And then I saw the energy in the room when I did the record, and I looked at everybody. And like we kept hearing it and repeating. It was like, yeah, I think we got something. And then it's like it was kind of like finding lightning in a bottle. And then after that, I'm like, and I'm just now kind of seeing how things have manifested, man. It's like things happen at the time that they're supposed to happen. I don't know if I would have been ready for what's been happening if I would have pursued it then. So
God's time.
Yeah. I respect that.
And you know, something that you've been talking about, right, is people that are close to you, right? And it takes a village. And something that Steve and I talk about very often is how we observe Philly artists are really disconnected in a way, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's something that we observe, and it's no shot to nobody, but it's something that we observe. So talk to me about like your collaboration process and like reaching out to people like you saying, because it's not that much love shown in the city.
Right.
What?
You know what I'm saying? It's really no love shown. I was trying to be nice, but there ain't no love shown.
No, come on, dog. Like, you already, like,
yeah, fuck it. Like,
you already jumped out the closet with it. Like,
yeah, shit, I did.
You might as well just keep going, right?
Listen, fuck it.
Back on it.
I ain't never gonna live that down, y'all. God damn it.
Had the Uno reverse that shit.
This nigga did a motherfucking Mace interpretation on the shit.
Had the Uno reverse that shit. I mean, you already stepped out the closet with the shit.
Oh,
You hit the question. Like, you know,
Nah, but no bullshit. Like we
for
talk about
sure.
this actually like fairly often, and you know we
Sure.
we homies with a few artists in the city, and
100%.
it's like a lot of people's
100%.
gripes. So like, how do you navigate through that shit, man?
Some of the best advice I've ever heard, and it's something that like I follow to this day, is do it for you.
Okay, yeah,
Do the music for you more than anything else. Like, because if you do it for other people and you do it for the one, then it's not as genuine.
yeah,
Like, just
that's a
do it-
fact.
Do it for you, and then do it for them next.
Absolutely,
Like, you first, them second.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You know, so, and like I 100% agree. Like, this is one thing that like I've realized, kind of like jumping onto the scene a little bit more, like more and more, and then, you know, it is a lot of chiefs and not a lot of Indians here. So it's a lot of chiefs from the totem pole, but versus like, you know, everybody. It's a lot of big fish here.
Yeah.
Everybody that feels that they're a big fish, and there's almost no collaboration, no cooperation with things.
Do you think
And,
my
like,
fault to
I
cut
just
you off?
kind of, you're good. I just kind of like circumnavigate that, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna do it for me and the people who support, and I'm not gonna worry about the ones who don't.
Yeah,
Whether those people who support are here or not.
Facts.
I don't care if I got a million listeners in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
I do it for them.
Shout out Yemen.
Shout out to Yemen. I was about to say,
I'll
shout
do it
out
for
to
them.
Yemen, man.
I have a
We do
big-
it for y'all, baby.
I have
do
a
it for
big
y'all, yeah.
overseas following. As an artist here in Philly, I have a bigger following overseas
Yeah,
than I
yeah.
do here. I have a bigger following in Brazil, the UK,
right.
Finland, Ireland, like everywhere
right.
else except for here.
That's what's
and
up.
And those are the people that I do it for. I
Yeah.
don't care. Like, like everybody is looking to be like this super mega. I'm not looking for those things. Like, what I want to do is just share what I have with the people who are receptive of it.
Yeah.
No matter who they are, where they come from.
Facts.
Like, this is who I do it for.
Yeah, man. I got to put you in touch with Element because I was just telling you about the documentary.
Yeah, for sure.
That's exactly what it's about.
For sure.
That's
Even
exactly
if I
what
got
it's
one
about.
fan.
Yeah,
If I got
facts.
one
Yeah.
came out.
You touch somebody.
That's all that matters.
Touch somebody. Yeah, man.
But I mean, I always feel like a lot of, especially the generation we're in now, everyone's looking for that instant gratification.
Yeah.
Everyone doesn't want to put in that work.
That work.
You know, and you're an artist, and
Yeah,
I know as you go
100%.
around talking to other artists, you know, they're looking for that cheat code. They're looking for that, yo, can you put me on to this and this and that, you know? Do you feel like when you meet other Philly artists, do you feel like what energy do you get from them? Like, do you feel like the like you do you feel the love?
I
Like,
get love.
You get
Like,
love?
It's like there's a few artists that do. There are artists here in Philly who do show me mad love. Like, and you know what? Like, and I'm not. I don't believe in. I'm one of those say I talk about this shit all the time, like with my team and like in my intimate circle and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I'll say it on the pod. You have a lot of people who think that giving you your flowers takes away from them receiving theirs. That's not how this goes. Like, I can give you flowers and receive my, like, this is how this it's reciprocal,
Yeah.
not transactional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I have artists like, and I'm gonna shout them out. Like, so shout out to my man Mike Voss. Y'all probably heard his name. He shows me mad love. My man Hashland, who does like a bunch of events.
Yep.
DJ Now is Stocked Up. Shout out to them and their whole movement. And like, so I definitely have like, you know, people here. My man like Who's Ty, who just went viral with a crazy freestyle. I'm not sure if y'all saw that joint.
Yeah, I did. I shot a pot for Who's Tie. He was on
Yeah,
the
that's my
do it for hip hop pod.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. Though,
Good
heal
dude.
up, heal up, bro. Like, we got business to do.
Yo,
That's my boy.
what? Why you do that to him, Ty? I seen that
boy.
shit. Why you do that to him, man? You a therapist, bro. You fucked my man's whole mental health up.
Yeah, shout out to my man Ty, man. That's my brody, man. Came to my album, listening and everything.
Good dude.
Last
That's a
year
good brother.
And show love.
Yeah, and he goes crazy, bro.
So the love is definitely there, man. I wish there was definitely more unity in like this music space here in Philadelphia,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, it's just not. But like you have to you gotta do the best with what you have, man. You gotta just make do with what you got.
It's a shame, man, because there's so many talented people in this city, and it's such a major city.
Oh my
like
God, what?
you think about
This is a hub.
It's a hub. You think about cities like Atlanta. You think about cities like Houston. You think about cities like New York.
Sure.
You know, they back each other, and here it just seems like the fucking Hunger Games, man.
Yeah.
100%, man. And like, that, and like, I'm not even want to say like that only resides in music.
No, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
But that's a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's
music. Like, we're talking about like that happens in black business.
Yeah.
Yeah,
happens.
facts.
Right.
Like, we're looking at it right now in real time with black comedians.
We are
Like,
in
we're
real
looking
time.
at like we see all these things in real time. Like, this isn't just a black music thing. Like, it was crazy before I pulled up to the pod. Right, I was like home listening to the. So Godfrey said something.
Yeah. I was watching it.
He said that like black people can't even organize crime.
Right.
God damn.
Right. Real shit.
Like, he was like, you got like the Irish mob,
Yeah.
Russian
Yup.
mob,
Right.
that's, like, there's no black, but we can't even organize
Right.
crime.
Correct.
We can't get together to do crime together.
Correct.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, so
it's
I'm
crazy.
like, damn, like, so it's part of a bigger problem.
Yeah, and I
Outside
was
of
going to touch
music,
on
so
that
for
too
sure.
before, but like we don't got to get into the.
Yeah, we don't got to get into that right
but
now.
it's
sure,
deeply- it's
definitely
deep-rooted.
deeply rooted for sure.
yeah.
And like with music being so competitive,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
just kind of throws gasoline on the fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's definitely, it's not just a music thing. I think it's a culture thing. I think it's a
100%.
black culture thing that we don't root for each other. We don't support each other. I feel like there's a lot of gatekeeping.
Oh my
And,
God! What?
man.
and you know, I feel like, yo, if I put this homie on, then I'm not gonna be on. Where I look at it the opposite way. Like for me, it's like, you know, and as I told you, Miles and Scoot knows, like I created this pod not for me. I created the pod for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a seat at the pod. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like if you get on, we get on. You know what I mean? Like, and we support each other. Like, yo, listen, my first pod or one of the pods I went on to that, you know what I mean? They showed me love and they didn't have to, was 7 p.m. in Philly. Like, yo, that's why I fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? So, and just an ongoing relationship because
100%.
I've been reading Charlemagne's book. And one of the main reasons why Charlemagne is who he is because he gave so much.
Yeah.
And he showed so much love to people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the way I look at it. It's like, yo, dog, show love because you never know when you're going to need those other people and they're going to show love to you. And hold you
100%.
down.
100%.
Bro, like even if we look at like remember like like the Red Cup Boys,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Kevin Hart,
Yeah.
Yo, his man's got a podcast with Lou Will.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like this is what this is like, and it's not about putting your man on, but it's giving them the door.
Yes.
What
Yes.
they do with the opportunity is
It's on
on
them.
them.
Correct.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not asking for a handout. Like, yo, put me on to make me sick. Like, I want you to make me successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, show me the door. I will make myself I will make
Facts.
the most of that open
Facts.
door
Yeah.
and make myself successful.
Yeah.
If I fumble that, that's on me. I can't say that you didn't give me nothing.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, but people, they can't they can't they don't understand like the correlation between the two. Like, no, I'm not putting nobody on and making them. Da-da-da. You don't have to make anybody. Let them make themselves.
Yeah.
Just like, but if you have the opportunity to like, yo, I walk through the door, I'm gonna keep this shit open.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
That's what community
not
is
push
about.
them through the door,
Right.
and then make sure that they get I'm gonna
Invite
keep it
them
open
in.
for you.
Yeah.
So when you get here, now you can make the most of the opportunity.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
Facts.
you can bring somebody along. I bought you. You can bring 2. That 2 bring 4. 4 bring 8.
Right.
Like,
I heard
that
a
doesn't
saying,
exist- that
like,
doesn't exist here. So
People at the top collaborate. People at the bottom compete. And that's
Sure.
that's what it is, man. And it's we go so much further together.
For sure.
yeah,
We
100%.
go so much further
sure.
together.
For
But
sure.
but to switch gears a little bit, man. You touched on I'll explain everything. Heat. That's my shit. Let's talk about that process from an idea to a whole body of work.
Ooh, man. So like I said, it started off with Overdue, and like
Yep.
I was going to just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I was like, I like the song Overdue, but
I
then,
love
like,
the name too. I'll explain everything.
It just
I
like
fuck
just,
with that.
It just like ignited, like boom, like ignited a flame.
Yeah.
And then I knew I wanted to do a project, but I knew I didn't want it to just be hollow. Like, I didn't want it to just be like a bunch of dope songs.
That's a
that
great word.
people can kind of like bop to, vibe to, but like I wanted it to be personal. This is me giving you facts. Like, this isn't like, I'm not telling. None of this is fabricated. Like, this is me really giving you me.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like, from the ones who know I did music for a long time, they know that like I was kind of on hiatus. So it's like, let me just kind of explain to y'all. Like, I'll explain everything. Like, wait, where have you been? What have you been up to? Like, now you want to make music? No, like, I'll explain.
I got you.
I'll explain everything.
Just listen.
And like, not necessarily about like what I've been up to, but just even like mentally where I'm at in life.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
These are the things I think about now. Like, I made those songs back then. You know what I mean? We're talking about like college me, and all of my songs then are about like drinking way too much, girls, parties, the life of a broke college kid.
The best time
like
ever.
Those were my songs.
Right.
You know, like it was like we talked about it before, like DJ Drama, Asher Roth,
Right.
college kid in the bread out type shit.
Yeah.
Like it was me at this point now. Like, you know what? Like this is just kind of where we're at right now. Like these are my thoughts on like myself, my thoughts on the world, like my thoughts about love, my relationships, whether it be professional, romantic, like family oriented, like this is where I'm looking to go. This is how I see myself in this space. And like I tell them like, yo, at any quote from the whole album, you can take a quote, any quote that anything that I say and quote it. Like it's based in a fact. It's based in truth.
I love that.
So, and that's where like I'll explain everything comes from. Like that whole album really took me a year to put together. 12 songs took a year.
Damn. How did you feel about yourself at that time?
I was really looking at like, as far as like more so experimenting with my own creative process.
Yeah.
I didn't really kind of know how I wanted to like where I kind of wanted to lean to. I experimented a lot on that album. And you know, you're your own worst critic.
Oh,
like,
for
I
sure.
listen
Oh,
to,
my
like
God.
people like,
Always.
I've had people say like, oh my, like, I've had people like from overseas like shoot me like audio messages like, oh my God, I love your music, it is so beautiful. Like I love your song. Oh my God.
My God.
It is touching me too. I'm like, yo, chill, bro. Like I appreciate you. For sure. Like people like, and I had like producers in Ireland, the UK, like, yo, I stumbled across a song on the algorithm. I think this is amazing.
Right.
Like, oh, like, yo, like your one song helped me get through a difficult time.
See, that's love.
And like, this
bro.
is somebody who like doesn't like know English that well telling me this. So like, and like apologizing for their own, like, yo, I'm not good at English. I speak Portuguese, but
this is what I'm saying.
When I hear your song, this helped me.
That's
get
love,
through
man.
like finals because I didn't know if I was gonna be. I'm like, damn, that's love. Yo.
Yeah,
Appreciate
think
you,
about
for
that,
sure.
bro. Your words, man.
Yeah.
That's
So,
lit. I love that.
Then like, you know, like the project came out, and you know, I had a really intimate listening session when it came to that. When it came to the project, so I had like a lot of creatives in the room who were gonna be very critical of me. Which I loved. I was like, I
Keep it
don't want no yes men in this room.
Yeah.
If you're not rocking with something,
That's important.
That's Steve.
I got thick skin, bro. Like I'm a tough guy. I got thick skin. If you're not rocking with a song, tell me.
Yeah.
It's not gonna bother me whatsoever. We just go back to the drum board and we figure out how to make this shit better.
Right.
And like, just because you don't like it doesn't mean that I might not need to change anything. You just might not rock with it.
Right.
But if it's, like,
And that's still okay.
yeah, and that's perfectly fine. But like, if it's universally, like, if I have 10 people in the room and 8 people say like, okay, maybe we need to go back to the drum board.
But sometimes as a creator and as an artist,
For sure.
you need that person because sometimes
100%.
you're unsure about something
100%.
and you're kind of like, I like it. I'm on the fence about it. Yo, what do you feel about it?
all
Yo,
the
I don't
time.
fuck with it. And you're like, you know what? I was thinking the same thing too. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
So-
I switched like some of my song formatting around because most of the room say yay or nay to one thing.
Right.
Like, and I was like, damn. So like, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. On the podcasting side, how do y'all like navigate that?
Well,
Y'all 30 episodes in, y'all 30 episodes in, 30 finished episodes. By the time this come out, 31.
Yeah.
So like, I know that like from 1 to 31, that wasn't a linear process, bro.
No. Hell no.
For sure.
well, with us, so
I know last episode I hated how I performed.
right. So for us, like, you know, sometimes, you know, I may not have a good episode. He may have a better episode than I have. Or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Or we just both have a good episode. Right. Or when it comes like to decision making, I may feel some type of way. He may feel some type of way. She's the tiebreaker. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we'll go to Lindsay, be like, yo, Lindsay, what do you think? Yep. And she'll take a little bit of both of our perspectives and she'll be like, I like this, I like that, but let's do this. And we'll be like, makes sense. Cool. Yep. And then, you know, for us, I think while we work together, because there's no like, you know what, like, I'm the one that created the podcast. Yeah. This is, you know, essentially my podcast, but I don't do it as is my podcast. It's our podcast. It's us. You know what I mean? Because without them, there is no me. Right. I can't do this shit without them. You know what I'm saying? They make my life 10 times easier, bro. Like, I mean, because I remember starting this shit by myself, bro, and the shit was tough, man. It was a lot. It was a lot. So bringing Scooter on, that gives me the ideas as far as like visually and editing and all that stuff. And Lindsay, that just does all the stuff behind the scenes, and you know, that helps out so much, like just reaching out to you and
crafting the run the show,
just crafting everything. Like, I mean, and just kind of like giving us that motivation. Like, yo, you guys are doing great. Yo, I got this person looking at it, this and that. Like, it just. So much stuff that you just can't do it by yourself. Yeah. So it's just great having a team, man. And it's kind of like, you know, as the culture and as a black man, you know, we've been raised to,
isolation.
Do this shit by yourself.
Yep, I was just about to say hard work.
We're going to do this shit by yourself. Hard work. Oh, I'm black and I'm strong and I'm going to do this by myself. Nah, man.
Work hard. Don't cry about it.
Right. Don't cry about it. Don't have no feelings about it. Don't complain.
Just work hard.
And just work hard. Man. Like, nah, bro. Like, nah, man.
From my perspective, too, like Steve said, like, I do a lot of visually, you know, driven stuff. And, like, I'll send them, like, promos and stuff. And sometimes I just don't be feeling it. And then they be like, yo, this is fire. And I'll be like, okay. I see the formula. Or I'll be feeling something and they be like, maybe let's change this or something like that. Right. But it takes that level of honesty and trust to be able to move as a unit. And nobody feel no type of way. Like we was having trouble with the last promo. And I was having trouble with the last promo. I just couldn't get it down. But like Steve said, like Lindsay and him, you know, you take what we're saying and you put it together, and you know, it works, man. And like I said, like people at the top collaborate, people on the bottom compete.
Right. Like and it's just and also the thing is for me is that, you know, we all want to win.
We all want to win.
You know what I mean? We all got that. I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, you know, when people ask me like, yo, how long you been rocking with Scooter? And I was like, yo, because the way you guys work together is kind of like you guys known each other for years. And I'm just like, nah, we don't. I mean,
facts.
But we have that vision, like we want to win. Scooter wants to win. Lindsay wants to win. I want to win. We have that vision, like, yo, listen, they believe in the pod and they want to make the pod great. Sure. And that's what we do together. You know what I'm saying?
It's about the product, man. You know it's not about any of us. It's not, and greatness isn't about any person, man. It's really not. And
it's teamwork make the dream work. Right?
Teamwork make the dream work.
But I mean, it's a challenge. It's a challenge for us. And
shit, it's hard, bro.
If it wasn't a challenge, then everybody would be successful.
Facts. But you know, with that being said, like it's a challenge. What's the biggest challenge that you feel like being in the biz, the rap biz?
The business.
Ooh, let's talk about it. Because off mic we was rapping.
Not the music. Not the.
Oh man, shit. But yeah, to jump back into it. So, the question was, what's the most difficult part about entering this rap game, this rap business?
Man, the business part is the hardest part about this shit. Like the recording the music part. Yeah. That's where the fun is. Yeah, like the fun is the recording, right?
The creation process
that takes you back, like I remember why I got into this,
right?
You know, and like pushing your own boundaries and like just seeing what you can kind of tap into.
Yeah,
like that part right there. Like I understand why like artists spend hours in the studio.
Yeah,
hours. It's easy to do. Days. You know, sleep there.
Yeah,
you
facts.
Know, like you can. I mean, I was up recording. And like working on music until almost like 2:00 this morning.
Yeah.
You know, and like it's easy to get caught in that. It's therapeutic. It's like you ask a basketball player why they love playing basketball. You know, like basketball players that tell you all the time, like, yo, like I do this for the love.
Yeah.
I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning putting up shots for the love.
Yeah.
And like I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning putting up bars and rhymes for the love.
Yeah.
But the hardest part about navigating this shit is the business side of it. Understanding this, like, you know, as with a lot of artists, they think like, well, I make dope music, people will just automatically love it. Like,
right.
that might have been the case.
That right there.
20, 30 years ago.
Right.
You know, like you
for
make
sure
good
the case
music,
today.
the A&R will come to your hood and find you. Like Steve Stout found Nas.
Yeah,
Right?
you
know, he'll just come to the hood and just find you in Queens.
Yeah.
Like, I heard you freestyle on the radio. Like, I'm here from Def Jam, and like we came to the hood to just come, you know, save you and come get you. That's not what it is anymore.
Nah.
So
not
like
at all.
now it's
Not at
like
all.
now like to a point where like music, to be a good musician is like there's so many other things. Like sometimes with some artists, I'm not gonna say no names, but you know, shout out to y'all. But
hey, if the shoe
like,
fits,
if you do all the other things well, you can convince people that you're a good artist.
absolutely.
Like,
Or
even if you're not that talented.
or if you do all other things well, they can make you into a good artist.
100%.
Or
And
not
like,
even a good artist, they can make you into a good brand.
for sure. And then like
For
when
sure.
you become a brand and like you're not necessarily an artist anymore, like what did you do to compromise yourself to become that artist? Like I know people who do things like I know like behind the scenes.
Shout
like,
out to Lil Rod.
There's things that happen. There's conversations that happen. There's artists who do things to be in the position that they're in
Absolutely, man.
all the time.
Facts.
Man, we talk about this shit all the time.
Though it happens with like unfortunately it happens with men, and unfortunately it happens with women a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
It's disgusting.
For sure.
And like what they have to sell, like this is still a men. Like I don't care how many #1 songs any like women have right now.
Oh.
This is a man. Like this is a man sport.
Yeah.
Yes,
for sure.
it is.
And like for her to be #1, like I would hate. Please don't cancel me, Lord Jesus. Like there's like men behind the scenes of a lot of the biggest women in the game, and
Making the decisions.
for sure.
Oh,
And
yeah,
like
for
same with
sure.
some of the like a lot of the like these young brothers out here too.
Yeah.
Like I've heard conversations like said in the studio, I'm not saying no names, where like I heard like an artist like produce the music that they want to make. And then like whoever the executive is, or whoever it is that's in power, be like, nah, but she got a fat ass though. Like, yo, why you dress like that? Like, why don't you come on? Like, you trying to sell records, right? Like,
That's
you trying to make that shit. You trying to sell records?
That's the caveat right there. You trying to sell records, right?
Yeah. Like you sexy, open your shirt up a little bit. Like, come on, yo, babe. Like, yo, who brought this girl in here?
Yeah.
She not get her out of here. Like, or like a dude making like I want to make this kind of music.
Yeah.
Bro, like nobody's buying that shit. Like, yo, this is what they listening to.
Right. This is what you got to make.
This is what you gotta make. Dog.
And this is what you got to do.
Yeah. Like how many tattoos you got?
Get more.
How long you been growing your hair for? Like those are your braids? Dye them. Do something. Come on, we need you to. And then like they'll constantly push that, push that out there.
Yep.
And then a lot of the times like the music that you hear is not even from the artist, it's from other writers, but that's a whole different
Mad
story.
writers on the
There's
joint.
Mad writers, mad people on the team.
They bust your
staff
money
that kinda
down with all
100%.
these writers.
Right.
Sure,
They give you the lawyers.
sure they'll rent the jewelry or rent the cars or rent
Right,
the house.
They rent the house.
And this is
They'll sell the image. They'll give you these Instagram.
Yes.
Like we gotta
Yes.
get you popping on Instagram.
Yes.
What's popping right now? Shit, like we'll put you in this mansion. Like I don't own this shit. Like yeah, cool. Like we saw it on MTV Cribs all the time.
Yes, we did.
Like a lot of those houses, you see like artists walking around the crib. They don't know what room they're walking into.
Right.
They'll open up the door and they're like, all right, yo, this is my okay bathroom. Yeah, come on here, MTV. Like they don't know.
Right.
But
Facts.
like they like so like navigating like understanding like the business part of this shit and then like being somebody like yo, do I want to be a part of this shit or no?
Yeah, that's something you're gonna
Are you part of this
as
shit or
any
no?
type of creative, you're gonna have to face that question
Right.
in the mirror
100%.
at some point in time.
100%. But then like you can look at like let's take away like the social media, take away the TikToks, Twitters, Instagram, and all that shit like that.
Yeah.
And like look at some of the artists who have been like hyper successful independently where you don't hear much about them at all.
Yeah.
Like even outside of rap. Like, you know, the Grateful Dead still tour.
Yes,
right.
they do.
Like still sell out shows.
Stadiums.
Yeah,
Stadium
for sure.
still selling that shit out. And then like with like some of the independent artists, I mean MF Doom was still like rest in peace to the legend.
Yeah.
Like he was still shutting shit down like
Right.
independently. I mean, I'm
Jay
not
Electronica put out
I'm
one
not
project.
I'm not an Immortal Technique guy at all.
Yeah.
But like he still rocks out shows.
Yeah.
Like I get
Tech
9 still rocks out shows, and like they do a lot of it. Like their damage over like overseas,
Absolutely,
Yeah.
for sure.
Germany,
For
like all over in the UK.
Yeah.
Like
the world is huge,
crazy
man, for sure.
damage.
Yeah.
Over there, like with their shows, like to a point they're not even thinking about the machine anymore.
Right.
Which is like which is what the labels are. They're the machine. They're not even thinking about that shit anymore. They're like,
That's
nah,
really
I'm
the
gonna just do this
dream.
for the people. Like
That's really the dream,
100%.
man.
Yeah, but see, I've spoken to a lot of these artists and A&Rs, and so and like you said, back in the day, they would come to you and be like, you know what, I'll mold you and make you this.
You gotta have
artist.
that already ready.
You have to now. You have to
ready.
have a following. You have to have a backing. You have to have all that already.
You're the A&R.
Right. So what they're gonna do? They're gonna go, hey, you know
marketing
what?
team.
Right. So they're gonna go on your Instagram. Oh, how many followers you got? How many people liked your posts and this and that? Like that. They want all that. So it's kind of like at that point, what the fuck do I need you for?
Yeah.
Facts.
That's what like a lot of artists are like kind of starting to wake up and like think about like, yo, what do I really need these fucking labels for?
Right.
I can just do this on my own. Like,
Right.
What are they gonna give me?
The thing that they dangle though is the backing,
Right.
The clout.
the clout, the resources,
Right.
the radio,
But then like,
playlists.
if you're big enough, you can get that on your own.
That's a fact. And if you're savvy,
Yeah, if you're savvy and you're big enough, that you can get that on your own. And if
Yeah.
anything, like you'll have people that like respect that more.
when you build it, they're gonna
for
come.
sure.
They'll be like, oh, hold up, like he turned down a what $1 million deal? Like, yeah, he turned $1 million deal down
Yep.
because he makes 200,000 every other show anyway.
Yep.
And like
And do another 50 on merch.
for sure. And like
You know?
this is all him.
Yeah.
Versus like he get that
Cash.
$1 million deal, like that's not all them. He don't got to pay nobody back now.
That's
like,
a fucking
this is
loan.
all him.
That's a loan.
Versus right.
But we see a lot of these artists get signed and signed to a label, Def Jam, Atlantic, Interscope, all these artists. I mean, you know, at some point it does become lucrative. At some point they do make it out, but I'm guessing
100%. It's definitely lucrative.
Yeah, I'm guessing, you know, after they fulfill their contract, then they can, you know, use that asset or whatever they've built with the label to do whatever they want. But in the beginning, you have to pay that debt. You have to
100%.
do
But how
whatever
many
they
people
say.
do you think are on Def Jam right now?
That's exactly
the
what I was just
number.
about to
Like,
say.
There's like, you know, you'll hear about like these big labels, and like you might hear about the 3 or 4 big artists off that label.
right.
They probably have like 200 people on that label.
Easy.
Not everybody's gonna win the lottery to be number one.
Got you.
And,
Like-
and of them 197 others that's at the top 3,
Yeah.
their music might not
These
ever
labels-
even come out.
Yeah, these labels like the NBA, they got G Leagues too. Damn. Like
They got minor league, they got
Yeah,
single A, they got
there's-
it's levels,
yeah,
it's
there's
levels.
There's levels to the labels too.
Yeah.
You be like, I signed a deal, and you'll be like, all right, that's what's up. Like, and then nobody knows. You never open up for anybody. None of that shit.
And if that music don't come out, guess what's going to still happen?
100%.
You got to pay that
Still
money
gotta pay
back.
that shit back.
You got to pay it back. It's a fucking crazy loan.
It's wild out here. Like, and at the end of the day, you know, me and my team, we talked about this shit. I was like, yo, at the end of the day, it's like I don't need 1 million followers. Like, I just need like 10,000 people to see what I'm on
Loyal Jones.
all the time. Like, give me 10,000 people all the time to see what I'm on, and I can live off that forever.
For sure.
Think about having 10,000
Without
people.
being like filthy. I don't need a fleet of white Bugattis. Bro. Like, I don't need that shit. I don't need to have like a whole like fleet of like G-Wagons outside.
Yeah.
Give me 10,000 people that'll always see what I'm on.
Right.
Like wherever I go, anywhere in the world, I know 100% that I can always pull 1,000 people to come out. 1,000 anywhere in the world I go.
Yeah.
That's a win.
That is a win.
That's a win.
That's a win.
That's a win.
And-
Everybody looks at the home runs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like,
'Cause that's
you
what
got to
know.
get to base first,
Yeah.
my nigga. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just like if it's not out the park on some Barry Bonds shit, they don't see it as a win. And like, I think we live in a culture of that right now, where it's like if it's not a big over the
Drives me
top out
crazy.
the park, it's not a win. If you get the first base, that's a win.
Right.
That's
Facts.
a win. We're on base to win this game.
Right.
Like, we get the second base, we strike out, and we had to go back to first. We're still in the game, baby.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but people look at everything has to be a grand slam, out the park, slam dunk, and like that's like I think it's so corny, man.
Nah, it is. But that's the culture we live in now. That's the culture we live in. It's like everything's a home run.
Nobody knows how to slowly cultivate nothing. Like nobody knows how to cook nothing up on the stove anymore. Everything is air fried.
Right.
Nobody knows how to cook it up on the stove.
Right.
Shout out to Stove God Cooks.
Yeah, shout out to the Stove God Cooks too. That shit, he's so fire, bro.
Hey, he be spitting, don't he?
Rolls Royce brake lights.
Shout out to Stove God.
The Stove God Cooks, man.
Yeah, shout out to Stove God.
Yeah,
What's,
sure.
what's next for you, bro?
What's next for me? Oh man. So right now I'm in the middle of working on a EP.
Talk. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Don't be bashful.
I'm working on a project called based off of a book. The name of the project is called The Monster and Margarita.
The Monster and Margarita.
Dog, how do you come up with these titles, bro?
Yeah.
These titles is crazy, son.
Monster and the Margarita.
Can you explain where you get that from? Or
Yeah, please.
What that stems from?
There's a book. There's an old Soviet book called The Master and Margarita.
Okay.
Soviet joint.
Yeah, it's an old Soviet book called The Master and Margarita. I remember reading, and there's a song by the Rolling Stones. You might know it. It goes with stuff so like, please allow me to reintroduce myself. You know the song I'm talking about?
Yep.
Man. Like it's based off, like he based that song off of the book, Master and Margarita, where it talks about like the devil. It's like kind of like presenting something to like these government officials, and like it's kind of like a comedy, kind of like it's kind of like a political satire and a comedy together. And like when the Rolling Stones kind of wrote that, it was kind of like, hey, like let me just kind of show you how long I've been around for, like everything that I've influenced, like everything that I've touched.
Right.
Like now that you know all the things that I've touched, like who do you think I am?
Yeah.
Like now that I've told you like what I've done, now who am I?
Damn.
So like, and I kind of looked at that. Like I remember like reading this and like hearing that. I remember hearing that song by the Stones all the time. Where I heard like, "Pleased to meet you. Hope you get." I remember hearing that like I'm like, "Yo, I think I know it. I think I know what's next."
Damn.
And I started writing this project this month.
Fire.
And like immediately, it just all started happening. Like boom, 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 boom. I think I played a little bit. I played that one joint for y'all. Like that's gonna be on
that's okay.
Yeah, that's
nice.
gonna be on the Master.
It's always pretty cool to see where people get their inspiration from, where they get their ideas from, and then it's for me, you know, it's amazing when it just happens. Yeah, that's the best. Where it's kind of like
I immediately knew. Like,
it's beyond you.
Yo, I started writing it, and like immediately, I'm like, nah, like this is where we're at. And like, granted, like I don't want people to hear like, oh. Like he talked about the devil and writing, oh Lord Jesus. You know, that's not the case. It's not the case. Right. Like this is my perspective of like this is all the things that like I've touched musically, and like all the things that like I've worked on creating over the years.
Yeah.
So like now like let me kind of tell you like who I am and my influence on things right now.
I love that.
So like. You know, I'll Explain Everything was kind of more mellow and like you heard those songs like way more chill and kind of easy listening. With
bars.
This one, way more aggressive, way more bars. With this one, way more aggressive.
I can't wait to hear this shit, bro.
I love it.
You got to let us come through a studio session, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're almost done with that. So I'm looking to actually release that sometime next month. We're kind of getting the album artwork together. We're going to kind of like work the promo around it and the whole nine. So once again, like back to the business side of this.
Absolutely.
Right.
Sure. When it's time to roll out, you got to come on back.
Oh my God, what? I
come
would
on
love
back.
to, man.
For
Y'all are good
for
folks,
sure.
man. I would love to come back to this.
So I mean, I got two questions, but before we get out of here, one of my questions for you is as an artist, and we all have our moment where we fuck up and we do things wrong.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a moment when you went on stage or when you just completely just fucked up and bombed?
Bombed? I've never bombed.
Okay.
Never bombed. I can tell you a part.
Oh, this nigga perfect, huh?
This nigga lying. This nigga perfect.
I've never bombed. Like, no bullshit. Like, I'm one of those type of people. Like, I don't like to be. Like, me going out a lot of the times feels like work.
Yeah.
Like, if it's me on stage,
Yeah.
I'm good. Like, we're good to go. I'm cool. But like, just to be out and about and doing that. I'd be so tired, bro. I just want to go home and play my game.
I feel
Right.
I just want to turn the PS5 on. You got the joint right there. I be want to turn the PS5 on, just chill in the crib.
Right.
Times,
Facts.
bro. That's real shit.
I feel that
Save
shit,
some
bro.
money. I'm good.
Throw on a documentary or some
DoorDash
shit.
some wings.
Right.
It's lit. I got
That's my dog, bro.
at the crib.
That's my dog,
I got
bro.
liquor at the crib. I can drink as much as I want.
Right.
For
That's
a
a fact.
fraction of the price. I'm in the crib with it. But like,
Yeah.
but on
Little
stage,
shorty
like,
pull up.
but on stage, it's like I can kind of like be like myself. I can talk. Yeah, I joke on stage as y'all probably. I'm how I'm talking right here on the mic with you on the podcast. This is kind of how I was on stage that night.
That's what stuck out to
Super
us, man.
comfortable.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm
straight
always
up.
super
Right.
comfortable about
Facts.
this shit.
Yeah.
And like there was one moment. So this was at Drexel University, right? They give me an hour-long set.
That's a long
Jackson,
ass
That's a
set.
that's a long time.
right?
That's a lot.
long
Hour
set.
performance. I'm like, oh, this is like a concert now.
Yeah.
But like they didn't think that I was really going to like rock out for a whole hour. I did. Nigga, the
Did it
fuck?
feel like an hour?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I'm on stage with like a sweatshirt on.
Yeah.
I came out that thing like 20 minutes in. It's lights at me like this. Like I'm sweating. I'm in a t-shirt on the mic like
He said, "Woo, I feel 5 pounds lighter."
you ever see what's the you ever see the joint where James Brown is like slowly rising?
Yeah.
But his hair like he looked like a barbecue rib.
Yeah.
I looked like that, bro. It was nasty. It was
Yo.
nasty. I was like that. But like prior to the show, so getting ready, I get off I'm a tall nigga, man. So I don't know if your crowd can say 6'4", man. I'm some big guy. So like
Damn,
I
me
get
too.
off the stage. I get off the stage, right? And like the speakers are tall.
Oh
And
yeah,
like
the
I
big
get
Jones.
off and I bump my head, boom, right on the speaker. Like hit it,
Yeah.
like to a point so hard that like, I hit it and had to sit down immediately. Like boom,
Damn.
like and sit like this. I'm like, yo, what? Like I'm seeing stars, like chasing stars.
Man,
yo.
that's just
So
embarrassing.
like that is like the one time. Like you ever like hit yourself real hard?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then
Hell
like had
yeah.
to check to see if you bleed.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like somebody, like you ever play basketball and somebody check the ball and
Yeah.
it hit you in the nose.
Yeah.
You gotta always
Bro.
check. That's how it was
Yeah.
with my head. I'm like, dog, I'm about to like, yeah.
I've had concussions,
but I've
before.
never had like anything on stage happen where I'm like, damn, I bombed. Like that if anything, it's a blessing, bro. Like I look at my time on stage as a blessing. Like the
So-
fact that you gave me this stage.
Right. So you've never forgot any lyrics or anything like that? Was like, you mean because you have music, so it's kind of like you've never
Forgotten lyrics?
Yeah. Because
yeah,
artists
there's
are
a way
famous
around
for
it.
that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Artists are famous for that.
But yeah, it's a way around that.
Okay.
Yeah, and like a lot of that just comes from just poise. Like people like forget the lyrics. You gotta have poise.
That's a fact.
Like you know, you'll be like, yo, and like, you can get through that. You can navigate through those.
But it comes with experience, though.
Yeah, just poise and
Okay.
studying. Not even just experience, study.
Gotcha.
Like I know, like I see so many times like artists don't study.
Yeah.
Like study live performers. Don't just like hear what somebody else is doing and then try to copy it and
Gotta
then call
study.
it your own.
Right. Gotta
I
watch
see
game
that more
film.
often than not. Like emulation is like and imitation is the highest form of flattery. Cap. Like go out there and be yourself and do your own thing, dog. Like be inspired, sure, but like go out there, study, learn. Like I get comparisons all the time. For sure. I got comparisons before. My biggest comparison, people probably not gonna agree. I get a lot of comparisons to like J. Cole.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. That song that you just played me when we went off air, before we got on air, you sounded like Cole. The cadence and everything like that. I was like, oh shit, this sounds like a Cole song. Like,
You know what? A lot of it, like people, that's natural because like in order to hear something new, you have to compare it to something that you already know.
right.
Until that thing that's new becomes something that you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I remember when Cole first came out. When he first came out,
right.
Like the biggest comparison that I heard more often than not is that he sounded like Drake.
Wow.
I remember hearing that when like he first came. I'm talking about like
I didn't hear
Simba,
Drake.
like those Simba joints, like early like
Yeah.
comebacks, like them, like those joints. Yeah.
When you said you hopped on the dead
Even
president's
like
beat, that's what I thought about Cole.
like Drake first came out,
Yeah.
the biggest comparison that he had was Little Brother.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Comeback
yeah.
season Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They talked to like, yo, he sounds like Little Brother.
Yeah,
He sounds
yeah.
like them from like you compare things that you know from the things that you do.
And Drake actually give Little Brother a lot of flowers.
For sure.
Yeah, he does.
used to.
Oh, he used to. Yeah, he used to. He used to.
So my next question for you, and I think I ask every artist that come on here also,
sure.
how do you deal with the hate and the people that don't support you, or the people that's supposed to support you but that don't support you, or not there as you would expect them to be? How do you deal with that?
How do I deal with it? How do you deal with it?
How do I deal with it? I mean,
How do you deal with it?
In the beginning, it was tough for me because in the beginning, this is like my first venture of creating something on my own and needing the masses. Or needing everyone to tune in, watch, whatever. Because I've worked a regular 9 to 5 and done my own shit. Like I never really needed anyone or wanted anyone to watch or tune into my shit. Right. So in the beginning, it was hard for me because there were certain friends, like I'm talking about my homies, my dogs, that just wouldn't watch the pod or even say, yo, good job or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it'll come somebody that you don't even fucking know like that, that'll come through and check your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and show love, like, yo, dog. Like, and those are the little things that actually matter. I'm not asking you to fucking pay me money or send me money or do anything. I'm asking you for a like, a subscribe, or yo, good job. Like, that shit. And as an artist, that shit means a lot to you. It means a lot, especially coming from the people, your close people. You know what I'm saying? But when you get that more from the outsiders, and then your close people, it fucks with you. And in the beginning, it fucked with me a lot. But now I'm just kind of like, yo, it is what it is. And another thing, as we've gotten bigger and as we've gotten more subscribers, they're starting to see the success. They're starting to see things are starting to flourish. Now it's like, yo, let's follow the pod. Yo, let's subscribe. Yo, good job. Like, I mean, like, for me, it's like I don't hold on to that, but nigga, I remember that shit.
Yeah, don't ever forget.
I will never forget. But a lot of people, they can't deal with that. A lot of people, they don't. It's just like, you know what, you don't fuck with me, fuck you. They let them get to them. Yeah. So so that's why I asked you, how do you deal with it? Like, because I'm sure, as an artist, especially when you first started, you expected certain people to be there. Even at this point, there's probably certain people today. There's certain people that's still not there.
There's people I expect more from.
I mean, so how do you deal with that? Like, emotionally wise, like, does it fuck with you? Does it?
I wouldn't be human if I said it didn't bother me.
Yeah,
like I'm human. Like, just being disappointed, being upset, like not being loved by the people that you love should always hurt. Right. It's part of the human experience.
Right.
Like outside of just being an artist, regardless of what I'm doing, like I could be building a chair on my back patio. Yeah. Like if I worked hard to build it and you came over and looked at it and was like, meh, it's always going to bother me.
Right.
Like you can't forget the human element of this, but like at the end of the day, the people who are supposed to be here are the ones who are supposed to be here. Mm-hmm. And like the people, you gotta, I don't worry about the people who don't fill my cup. I only pour back into the ones that pour into mine. Yeah. And it's great. Like sometimes the ones that you want to pour into your cup are not the ones who are supposed to be the ones who do it. Like, and then like, that's when like, like you gotta have to look at things from the perspective of like your timing versus like divine timing.
Divine timing is always on time.
Like what you want, sometimes it's not the thing that you need right now. The people that you want there, right. The people that you want there, sometimes are the people that you need to be there.
That's a fact.
Like you could be like, damn, these are the folks that I want to love me. Yeah. But you got ones who do. Yeah. And like that you didn't account for. And like those are the ones who are here like for 100%. Yeah. So you pour back into them and you cultivate those relationships. Yeah. Like versus me trying to prove something to the people who like I can't prove nothing to you. Like I can't, it's out of my hands now. Yeah. Like either you're here and you want to be here, and like if your love for me is sincere, like then I will always be receptive of it. I will always receive it. Yep. But if you need like some type of validation in order to like love me when you was always supposed to anyway, then I'm not. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Like
real.
Like shit. Just my thing is like if that's the case, let it be the case. My biggest issue is don't interfere. Don't be the roadblock for me.
Yeah.
Stand on the side. You can
Just
stand
move-
on the
just-
side.
yeah,
You can
just
be
go
the
ahead.
you can be the medium and you can stand on the side. But never don't interfere. Like if you don't like me, don't like me from the side.
Yeah.
Just don't interfere with.
just
Don't
talking
block
about
it.
this
Don't
was
block
just
because I
talking
would
about
never
this.
block you. Don't block
Right.
it. Just be like, you know what? I'm gonna stand on the side. I'm not really rocking with him, but he doing his own thing. I'm cool.
Right.
Like
respect
so,
that.
that's how I kind of navigate that. Like I have people who I like who I expected mad love from, and I got people who show love that I expected more from.
For sure.
And
for
it's
sure.
like, you know what? That's between you and you. I can't take this energy like that people are giving me and I had to pour into them and then like in turn prove it to you.
Yeah.
Like you know what it is.
Yeah.
Like
Facts.
they know what it is. And it's like, hey, I just hopefully whatever that is on your heart that you got kind of going on, like you get past that. And then, maybe like if there's still room for you at this table, whenever you're ready, there'll always be a seat for you somewhere. But until that day comes, I can't worry about this. I can't linger on this because like you want me to be in one place and be entertaining. This is going to keep me in that one place. I can't move forward.
You want me to be where you want me to be.
100%. Like I can't move forward.
Yeah.
Like if I'm worried about you, like not like liking what what I got going on.
Facts.
I'm here. I'm right where you need me to be.
Yeah, and
I can't. Right. I got to move past that. So
Yeah.
like, and the only way I'm gonna move past that is through love. So love is the ultimate unifier. So
Facts.
I respect
kind
that.
of what I pour into when it comes to this music shit.
Yeah.
Well, definitely well said. Definitely
sure.
well said for sure.
My
man.
last question
What's
for
up,
you,
baby?
bro, is off mic we was talking about your professional life and you got a serious
Yeah, for
job.
sure.
So I want to know how you balance having such a demanding job and still being creative and doing what you love and those responsibilities.
Sacrifice.
Let's talk about sacrifice.
Like
Because
nothing.
motherfuckers really don't understand sacrifice.
No, they don't.
You can't- and
Sacrifice.
It's something
No,
that
they
you
don't.
can't. You can't teach sacrifice.
You gotta sacrifice
You
people
can't
you
teach
love.
that. Like sacrifice is like you can teach. You can't teach things like sacrifice. You can
Nah.
teach. You can't.
It's
like,
in you. It's just in
Either
you.
you can do it or you can't.
Yeah, facts.
Those like that's it. You can't teach somebody like this is how to give up on the things that you want to do
Yep.
in order to do the things that you need to do.
Facts.
You can't teach someone. How do you teach somebody that?
You can't.
What lesson plan do you lay out for that?
Yeah.
So like for those who don't know, like I do have like a pretty serious career. So I do like cybersecurity engineering, federal government, all of this kind of like leans like kind of goes back to like my my history with education and the whole nine. Prior to that I did pharma and this, that, and the third. That's a whole nother conversation. So in the midst of that, like I also balance, like we're saying, like this whole musical career with this.
Yeah.
And with that, it comes things like sacrifice, like time that I would probably spend with my family.
Yep.
For sure.
Time that I would like, hey, let's go out and kick it. Let's go out and do this for the day.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta
Yeah.
sit at home and I gotta create. Like I'm not about living. I don't really care about living the musician lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like what have I accomplished to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like I don't like all love to the folks who do, but for me, like if it's not something that's going to like pour into what I already got kind of going on, this is kind of taken away from me.
Yeah.
I'm willing to sacrifice it.
Facts.
Like for now, like then like hey, like maybe when sometime down the line,
Right.
great, but
Yeah.
so for me, a big part of it is sacrifice. Like I
feel
mean, today, I mean, I'm running off of a few hours of sleep, but this is normal for me, and not because I was up partying and doing a bunch, like because I was up making music, and then I had to wake up and I'm in the middle of an audit right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
On top of it, so
Yeah.
that takes a certain amount of mental stress, and then leaving from there, then like making sure I'm physically in shape, like that my body's not breaking down, that my mind's not breaking down, taking like 8-9 vitamins a day.
Right.
Like drinking, making sure I have a gallon and a half of water in my system every day.
Right.
Make sure I'm in the gym for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then like making so, and I know that like with that, it takes sacrifice. It's hard work. Like
Dedication.
it's dedication and like it's a routine. And so that's how I kind of balanced it too. It took me a while to kind of figure that out. I mean, the whole album, releasing an album in the middle of all that was extremely difficult, bro.
Yeah.
So difficult.
Can't
Like,
even imagine, bro.
what? Man. And like, I needed that to happen in order to be where I'm at now. Like, just in 1 month alone, we put together a whole EP that's like 90% done. Yeah. Shout out to my man Tyler Gandy, man, who's my engineer, one of my best friends. And he's like in that same boat. And then my family and like my loved ones have to understand that too.
Yeah. That's the hard part.
That's the biggest thing. Like, you have to communicate that with the people that love you. And if they love you,
they'll understand.
They'll understand.
Like,
or try to understand.
They'll try, but like,
nobody can really understand if they're not in it.
So I have this book. It's called The Art of Winning. It's called Winning.
Mm-hmm.
So it's written by the trainer for Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
Oh yeah.
And he talks about like the sacrifices that they made, bro. Like, these guys were machines, dog, and like nobody will ever really truly understand. Like, and that's what separates the good from the great.
Yeah, for sure.
Like LeBron on his recent podcast, he has a joint with JJ Redick.
JJ
Redick,
Redick,
crazy.
It's lit. I love it.
He talked about it.
Yes, he does.
He talks about it on the first episode.
Yes,
the
he does.
Sacrifice that comes with this. Yeah. Like I'm gonna do these things. I'm gonna wake up at 4:00 every day.
Yep.
I'm gonna practice for 2 hours. I'm gonna come home. I'm
take a
nap.
nap.
I'm gonna take a nap. I'm back out and I'm doing this. And I'm gonna be doing this for a very, very long time.
For sure.
Yep.
And he's been doing it for 20-something years.
Yeah.
It takes that. That's what separates. That's the separator right there.
Yeah,
sacrifice.
for sure. Yeah,
Sure.
and a lot of kids and a lot of people don't understand what it takes to sacrifice and to do that. I mean, because it's like, for me, it's like, I love podcasting. This is when I
love
think,
what y'all do, man.
This is great.
This is
I
dope.
love it. I think about it all day, every day.
Yep.
I mean, down the line, I want this to be my full-time job. I just want to do.
I was about to say,
podcasting.
like, everybody's. You mentioned a while ago. You said you want everybody to win. Everybody's definition of winning is different. What does winning look like for y'all?
For us,
freedom.
What is winning?
Yeah,
freedom.
Being able to do this. This is winning for me. Like, being able to do something I love.
Yeah.
Like, the regular 9 to 5, it pays the bills.
Yeah.
It pays the bills. It gives me the access to be able to do this.
Would you give up what you do to do this?
Yes, for
Do
sure.
you love what you do?
No, nah, not at all. I mean, me and Scooter, we looked at each other the one day. It's gonna come a time.
Yeah,
It's gonna come a time where it's gonna where we're gonna have to, like,
Make a decision.
Make a decision.
Yeah,
Take a
You know?
risk.
Take a
You're
risk.
gonna have to take a big risk.
Yeah.
it could be location.
Yeah.
It could be whatever, but it's gonna come a time.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's
We
good.
we just talked about this like last week.
Yeah. And, but that's a part of the sacrifice. That's
is.
a part of what you have to do. Like, I mean, I have 2 kids. I mean, I could be chilling here with my kids watching Nickelodeon or Disney or whatever the case may be, but I'm doing what I love to do as the sacrifice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Taking away from their time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
man.
a lot of people don't understand that. Like, I mean, there's certain nights people hit me up, be like, yo, you trying to come out? Nah, we shooting a pod tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, we having our production meeting on Wednesdays. You know what I mean? Or I'm going to scope out this location, or I'm sitting here trying to figure out this edit or figure out this camera. You know what I mean? Or coming up with ideas. Like, that's the sacrifice, bro.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they don't see it as that. They just think like,
Sure.
A podcast is like, yo, I'm just gonna hit the camera. We're gonna get some mics and we just gonna talk. But they don't see what happens behind the scenes. They don't
spend a lot of hours.
We
man.
spend a lot of hours just talking, just figuring out all the stuff on YouTube and Instagram and all that. Like, we ain't got there's no machine behind us. It's just us.
That's something that I admired about, like, about y'all. Like, and that's why, like, I don't really. Only podcast I really listen to, bro, if it's not sports, bro, I don't really listen to any podcasts.
Right.
Yeah. And there's a lot of good sports ones out there.
For
right
sure.
now.
I listen to like a lot of like the shit from The Ringer and all
Jeff
that.
Teague joined his fire.
My dog Big Waz is on.
Waz?
Yeah, that's my cuz.
Waz?
That's family. That's
real
my
shit.
Yeah.
He be killing that shit on The
Yeah,
Ringer.
yeah.
He be killing that shit out there.
Shout out Waz, man.
Yeah,
It's
shout
a
out
funny
to
dude.
Waz, man.
Yeah.
Out there in LA.
Yeah.
I think he was only doing with the with Golden State.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I be following. I be hit.
Yeah, he
So,
was doing the Golden State joint and he got something with the Clippers. But he's
shout out to Waz, man.
Yeah,
Sure.
Waz-
Shout out to Ringer
Waz,
Podcast
man.
and shout out to even like to get me onto this show, like I just like I admired the professionalism.
For sure.
Like I've been on pods before. It was kind of like, yo, you know, you slide through, man. We're gonna just figure this out. But like, it was like you hit like, you know, us like going back and forth in the DM and then like getting like Lindsay involved. Shout out to Lindsay. Like
Shout out
Lindsay. Getting Lindsay involved and everything like that. And then like, you know, opened up communication with her and then like getting like a whole email like, hey, this is like what we'll talk about. And like I really just admired the professionalism.
Absolutely,
like, I'm like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
yeah, this is right up my alley.
Yeah.
Like these guys, and like, you know, like I said, like, you know, before we hopped on, I'm like, look, I've been like keeping like in touch. Like I know how many episodes y'all have done.
For sure.
I
For
know
sure.
who's
And I
been on
appreciate
y'all's
that,
show.
man.
Like, I know, like,
yo, that means a lot to us,
and
bro.
the
For
fact
real.
that, like, you know, I'm able to build with y'all. Like this is really dope, man.
Yeah. You gonna be coming up here a lot, bro.
Yeah. And you're a well-rounded guy. Just based off our conversation
like,
we
talk about all
have, we
types of
talk
stuff,
about
yo.
shit, politics,
Yo,
all
like,
that.
we were like in the DM, like talking about like what's happening in Haiti,
Right,
Like,
right.
we were
Yeah.
talking about socialism, all
Right,
that,
yeah,
Bernie
yeah.
Sanders and everything.
Bro, and this is the shit that we talk about
We talking
Yeah.
about that, yeah.
on the daily, you know.
Right. So,
So
like, that's why like, when I see your podcast, I'm like, oh, you guys talk about like the stuff that I like.
Yes,
Because it's real shit happening
Yeah,
in
nah,
the
so-
world.
all the
So
time, for sure.
I'll say that to say this: you always have a seat here at the pod.
It's a fact.
It doesn't have to be music. It could just be we talk about whatever's going on.
Yep.
You know, we'll send you the topics if you want to pull up, man. And you
Yeah,
mean
facts.
just chop it up with us, man. You know, you're always
sure.
welcome here, man.
I mean,
for
even
sure.
like if I'm not on the pod, man, I like just to sit in,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
just to kind of like, you know, build with you guys, man, for sure, man,
For sure.
You know, this
Yeah.
is definitely like a relationship I definitely like to cultivate for sure. man.
for
You guys
sure,
are great.
man. Thank you.
Appreciate
man.
you pulling up, man.
Thank you,
For
man.
real.
Appreciate y'all having me. This is lit.
Big love.
So,
Big love.
So before we get out of here, you got anything you want to tell the people? You got anything you want to share with the folks? What you got coming up? Or what's going
Yo,
on?
listen here, man. Fuck bitches get money. Let's
Yes.
get into some ignorant shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, man, if you got a 9 to 5, man, quit that shit. Man. You trying to get money, or you trying to be broke for the rest of your life, man? Get out of here.
That's hilarious, man.
But nah, like, so,
That's great.
so, I mean, shout out to these guys. But look, man, like, if you haven't tuned in yet, I got the album out. I'll explain everything. It's streaming on all platforms. I don't care what platform you got, man. It's on it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care whatever you listen to, it's on it. If you're like if you listen title, it's on that. Apple, it's on that.
Right.
Oh, I don't listen to, it's on that too. I got MySpace music, it's on that too. I still got Black Planet, it's on that too.
Oh, shout out Black Planet.
All of that.
Let's go. I know Steve was on Black Planet. Yeah.
It's on that too. It's on it. If I gotta put out CDs, 8 tracks
asshole.
of vinyl, I don't give. If I gotta give it to you in Morse code, it's on that too.
Right.
And like I'm also working on another project we were talking about earlier, the Monster and the Machine. Y'all gonna love that. Like if the album is like, like this is cool, but I just need something a little more. I got that too.
Yeah.
So
Stay tuned.
stay tuned, man. You know, this is going to be a great year. Musically for me, it's going to be a great year for these guys. And if you're tuning in, it's going to be a great year for you too. So
Fact. Big
shout
fact.
out to y'all, man.
Yeah.
man.
So before we get out of here, you're definitely gonna grace the 7 p.m. pod with a performance. You mean
Yes,
you
sir.
know?
Love.
You know what I
Let's
mean
do
for
it.
sure.
Got something for y'all.
So
Yeah,
we
for
definitely got
sure.
something good coming up for y'all. I mean, so for now, we're just gonna let Jimmy go. You got anything else to tell the people, School?
Now that's it, man. Stay tuned. You already know what to do. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your auntie, your mama, your grandmama, your
Everybody.
daughters, your nieces, your nephews. Let's go. We
I
love
give
it.
you
We love
I give you $1 for everyone.
straight up. we love the support, man,
Facts,
and
facts.
keep growing with us, man. We just gonna keep going.
Facts. Shout out to everybody in Yemen. Shout out to my Yemen
Yemen.
folks. Shout out to my Yemen folks.
Yemen.
Yeah.
Let's go. Throw your wise up.
Yeah. Throw your wise up. Oh man, we definitely want. I appreciate everybody pulling up. I
sir.
appreciate you pulling up.
Appreciate y'all.
You know what I mean?
Yo, that's love.
Miles is definitely going to grace the 7 p.m. with a performance. Stay tuned for
Sure.
that. But in the meantime,
Yeah.
we want to thank y'all for tuning in to another great episode of 7 p.m. in Philly.
31.
I'm Steve. This is my dog Miles. That's
go.
Scoot.
Yes, sir.
And we out this beat.
Episode 31. We out,
31.
baby.
Trey one, let's go.
Chit. And we back with another 7 p.m. exclusive. Let's give it up for Miles Anthony.
Yeah. Started the year with the album and it's a second up. Regulate the game like I was reffing up. Speaking of the ref, first nigga that ball move funny, the tech is up. Niggas cap but hoes believe everything when you dress it up. Yeah, hard to mistake the thorough from the weird now. Even a clown can fly in layers now, while others are stuck on the ground or under the ground, laying with peers now, or in a courtroom when the judge won't bring his years down. Yeah, success don't happen by playing in the safe shit. At what point is life bigger than we make it? You struggle, try to escape it. Don't wanna be a nigga sticking to the pavement, hit with a stick for being a nigga, not sticking to the basics. Yeah. Switch the rap, try to embrace it. Toys under the crib like we children in the basement. 40 pointers, big ass braces. Don't know how far I've been, I'm only sure how far I'm willing to take it, yeah. Can't mistake the thorough from the lane shit. Can't go on autopilot, then lane switch. Your father did the same shit. You lead with the people that you came with, watching you win the game with. Don't mix side quests with the main shit, yeah. This shit is a whole nother language. Like when words collide, speaking in Spanglish, cause talks with the plugs can turn dangerous. Yeah, shit is crazy. Real shit doesn't amaze me. Too old going through a phase. These moments can never faze me, yeah. Mom going blind, crippled and crazy, yeah. Shit I don't find time to remember. Don't fit into the agenda. You got the shooters and the cons, but I'm Kimber. Arms longer than Wimber. I heard to the spoils, it goes to victors. Leaning on the cane like Franklin Saint when he injured, yeah. Life of the charismatic and problematic. See a problem and throw a dollar at it. Feel like my blessings just happen out of habit. For me to stir up this kind of madness, I saw you crashing before you got in traffic. Yeah, listening to a goat talk. This is greatness, I gave it no thought. Can't overcomplicate it. My name is known in the places you never populated. Disrespect just isn't tolerated. Family first is how I operated. Yeah, and there's demons I need to keep alive. Went from the 4-eye to the evil eye. Ever since the album, I'm on a redesign. Lately I've been rapping like I'm reading minds. Words from my ancestors in recent times. Voice of 100 ghettos. And my niggas telling me you acting different ever since we put you in LV. Just like the running rebels. Music pushing me to a threshold. Tell label execs I came to collect on what's mine like there was a debt owed. A closet full of scars and bloodstains that splattered over my Jordan retros. Yeah. I'm just being real. Yeah. Not sure Margaritaville.